Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Brick Roll. Alright, if you watched the last video, you know I've made the decision to remove the pool and replace it with a little fruit tree orchard, which is going to go in its place. And I got kind of the area a little bit cleaned up, figured out how I wanted to do that, determined what the perimeter was going to be, and the next step now is I need to dig out a lot of that soil. My original plan was to dig it out by hand, and obviously that took about 5 minutes to say, yeah, no, that's stupid. I'm going to get some equipment to do that. I rented a rototiller from Home Depot, and my original plan with the rototiller was just to go around the perimeter. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the whole thing, kind of break everything up, and hopefully get it loose down to maybe like a foot or so beneath the ground. Because my issue, you know, I mentioned in the last video, I wasn't sure whether it was going to be 3 bricks high or 5 bricks high. And in reality, what's going to be the determining factor on that is how deep each of the beds are. I want each of the beds to be about 2 feet deep. Now, if I can dig out the stuff underneath and make it loose and put the bed go 1 foot underground, then I only got to have 1 foot of bricks on the top. That'll save me money, and that'll also save my back. So I've made the decision that I'm going to try and go through this whole thing and dig it out and get it loose down to a foot or so underground, so that I won't have to build it up as high and still get the depth of soil that I want. Now this is the rototiller I got from Home Depot. It's a Honda motor. It seems to be kind of a mid-level gas-powered rototiller. They have a couple of models that are smaller than this, and then models obviously they go larger than this. But I think this is probably going to be the one that I'll be able to use and will give me what I need. So we're going to figure out how this all works. I actually watched a little instruction video just a moment ago online to learn how to operate this thing, and we're going to give it a go. Alright, so this thing isn't really so hard to operate. Once I got it going, the online instructions on how to operate it worked really well. It's tearing up this sand area a little pretty easily. The stuff around the edge where it's more compact and isn't this sand stuff, it's more the clay that you run into around here. It's a little tougher, but it is digging into it. So I'm going to spend a little time on this, and I'll catch up with you a little bit and show you what it looks like. Alright, yeah, this thing was definitely the right tool for the job. It's still really hard work, but I've torn up all this part of the grass now in just a matter of maybe 20 or 30 minutes. So yeah, this would have taken days if I'd done it by hand. So I'm glad I spent that $95 to rent this thing. It's definitely worth it. It's funny, as I've been going through here with the rototiller, I keep hitting these bricks that are in here, and it occurs to me that what this is all about. These bricks are all spread all over the place inside the soil. And I was trying to find initially why they would do that, and all of a sudden it dawned on me, this is how they get the soil all nice and level. They plant these bricks in various places inside the dirt there, inside the area where the pool is going to be, and then they make sure they're all level relative to each other, and then they can put the sand in around it, and as long as it stays level with the bricks here, the ground will be pretty level. It's actually pretty ingenious that somebody came up with this, but it's a little bit of a pain in the ass when you have to hit them all and dig them all out of the ground. Also found somebody's plumbing mishap there. I don't know, that might even be mine. Who knows? But making progress, right? So a couple more hours have passed by and I've pretty much gone around the outer edge. The main area here was really cutting this stuff out and getting it back to the circle all the way around, and we got that. It turns out the stuff in the middle is actually fairly soft and can be dug into pretty easily. So I focused most of the attention kind of doing the perimeter where it's more the clay and less of the sand. That'll all kind of blend together in the middle. In fact, you can look, it starts really dark and then starts getting lighter and lighter and lighter as you get more towards the center. That's just because we're mixing in the dark black soil that was on the ground versus the sand that was at the bottom of the pool. And at this point, it doesn't really matter that much because it's all going to be covered up, so it doesn't really matter. And like I said in my last video, what I'm planning on doing here is having a path that goes straight across from here, and then when it gets to the middle it also goes to both sides. So this loose soil here will be perfect for filling in that center area, and that'll allow me to dig out some of the area in the area where the planters are going to be, get those a little bit deeper down so that I can actually put some good quality soil in there and have a big chunk of good quality soil. This ain't going to be one of those things where we go to Home Depot and buy 20 or 30 bags of soil. This is going to be a place where we go to a gardener and get some professional soil brought in here. So, you know, this is going to be an ongoing project for quite a while, but it kind of feels good to have it started a little bit here. I can do little bits at a time now and kind of, you know, begin working on that, and it'll be good. At this point now, it's loose enough where I can pull it back from the edge here, create the hole to put the bottom layer of the bricks in. I didn't use the rototiller to go around the sprinklers. I'll do that by hand because I don't want to tear those up, but that's going to be a lot less work than digging this whole thing out by hand. So we got a lot of progress done today. I got a lot to do so far, but you get that, right? So anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up this video for today. I'll catch you next time, and thank you as always for watching Escaping the Mouse. Good night.